You know, I was listening to a Michael Pollan CD where he spoke of the pioneers, and he said, when the government fails to protect us, you know, what are citizens to do? And it made me, and then he had a whole thing about becoming a citizen eater and so on. And we certainly heard that from Anya a lot about how, and Ronnie and others, how important our consumerism is every time we take out our wallet. But now that we have Congressman Kind here, I was wondering and we talked about policy and how important it is. If we were going to send Ron back to Congress and ask him, look, please, we need more protection, what would be the one or two things you think are the most important things that we can ask the USDA and Congress to do? And so can we be wise counsel for Congressman Kind here?
The thing about Ron Kind is when you have an idea, he'll listen, even if it's not a good idea. So let me try what I hope will be a good one. I mean, I think we need to work the discussion about nutrition and care for the whole system that is our body into our healthcare debate. And it's hard to do because there isn't a lot of money to be made directly in the way that you can make it if you sell a drug or a medical device or an insurance policy. But I think it's so important that we find ways in this next round of healthcare reform to incentivize healthy nutrition, just to go to the issue that brings us together, in a way that we haven't done before. I don't know exactly how to do that, but I think that needs to be heard.
Well, Congressman, there's two things, at least as I would reflect on it. My former congressman a few years back was Leon Panetta, and I asked him once, I said, you know, organic makes these differences in all these levels. What could we do? How should we try and march into Washington and have this conversation from a deep scientific background to change opinion? And his counsel was, as he said, Tim, you can't go against Monsanto. That's not possible. So it's made me always step back and say, what are the leverage points that we could try and work on Washington and actually empower congressmen like your representative here who understands the situation, so that they can actually make a difference against the kind of lobby levels and miseducation that continues to live out there. It strikes me that right now with the health care bill, it's a huge opportunity. And one of the anecdotes that I'd like to share, and I think that this is a way at least to get some funding streams or to get some policy levels into this conversation, is this story. Just a few weeks ago, I went in to visit with the chef who prepares food for Rodale Press, and I wished we had her on our little research institute, but we have to bring our own lunches. But anyway, in their organization, she's very much organic and local. She does a wonderful job, and she indicated to me, she just pulled this out of the air, she says, you know, for our company, Rodale Press, we've negotiated a 30% reduction in our health packages for our employees. And I said, how so? She said, when they looked at the data points with regard to diet-related illness, said the Rodale employees were significantly healthier than the general population because they're eating organic, healthy, local food. And so the health company said, sure, we'll give you this break because we're not spending that much money. So it's a 30% change, and think about that impact with the federal budget. So I think that that's one of the biggest leverage points. And I'll still go back to saying, I think climate change is not only in our face and a big threat to the survival of the species, but it's a legislative opportunity to really leverage what we know about the biology of the soil and to make real change on many levels, ecological, human health, organic, and not butt heads directly with companies like Monsanto, but go with the science and go with trying to correct the major ecological challenges of the time.